Hey, hi all, good evening. So, previous class we have discussed about file operations. So, quickly I will go through the concepts like what we have discussed. Can anyone please confirm if my voice is audible and the screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay, thank you. So, quickly I will recap. So, the previous class we have seen. Okay, let me quickly show that. Just a minute. This is the one. Started the report. Okay. Then all these things, although we have discussed, but quickly I will recap this. So the meaning of this is we are telling Python interpreter to open a file example one.txt in read mode. Okay. So now let me run this. It has opened this file. Now, if you want to check whether this file exists or not, okay. So for that, first of all, you have to write pwd. So this will give you the. It's not given that one. Okay, that is taken. Okay. So this is the current working directory. It means where my Jupyter notebook is saving my files. So it is C users assoc example one.txt. So in your case, it depends like where you have where you're working, where your file is saved. So if I'll go to this path, you will see that I'll be having this file example one.txt. Let me show you that. C users assoc example one.txt. Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? It's not there. No, no, text is not there. Again. Oh, yeah. So it is throwing error message because this file does not exist. Okay. Because we're trying to open this in read mode. We have already discussed this in the previous class. Now here, if I write the same thing in write mode, then what is the difference? This file doesn't exist, right? So if you're trying to open this in write mode, then what will happen? Can anyone answer this quickly?
The file will be created.
So if the file doesn't exist, but if you're trying to open this in write mode, then what will happen if this file doesn't exist? Then it will create the file and it will not show error message. Now, if you go to the same path, just refresh this, you'll see that example one.txt file will be there. It's there, right? Delete all those files. Example one.txt file is there. There is no content because nothing you have saved in this file. Hope this is clear. We have already discussed this in the previous class. Just I'm quickly revising all those things. Okay. Now in the same file, when example one.txt, if you want to write something, okay, like if you check like all those things we have discussed in the previous class, same thing I'm just explaining you. So let's learn Python. Okay. And then you have to close the file. So this is very important. Whenever you open a file for reading or writing, make a habit of closing the file. So the meaning of this code is we are trying to open a file example1.txt in write mode, and then we are trying to write this. Let's learn Python, and then we're closing the file. Okay. Please go on mute, guys. Thank you. So now if you will check this example1.txt, so you will find that let's learn Python will be written there. Check this path, refresh it. Now you have this let's learn Python, correct? But if you want to check this with the help of the commands, okay, so what you have to do, you have to first of all open this file in read mode and read the content of this. So you will write file equals open. Which file you want to open? Example1.txt. In which mode? Read mode. So this means you have just trying to open the file. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have started reading it. You are just asking for the permission, or you are intimating to the Python interpreter that I want to open the file in read mode. Okay. Oh, you write here file.read. Actually, I have a habit of putting the content after reading the file in this content variable, but you can write anything as per your wish. Now, the meaning of this is in this file, example1.txt, you are reading it, okay, and you're putting the content in, or the matter or the data in this content file, okay. But why it has not displayed anything? I read the content, no? Why it has not displayed?
As it is
Because we have
storing
just
the value in
dumped,
the content variable
we
and we
have,
are not printing the content variable.
you have just dumped it in the content variable, but you're not asking Python to display, right? If you want to display, you have to write print content. Now, if you will check this, see it has displayed. Just it's very simple. Just any language, go step by step. That's all. It will be very simple. So here in this line number one, I'm taking permission that I want to read the file. Okay, fine. Now here I'm reading the file, and after reading, I'm putting everything, all the data in this content variable. Then I'm telling here to print it. Here I have told not to print, so it will not print it, right? If you remember in that SQL example, if I write with CT1 as, and within this, if I write any query, select a star from employee or something. So do you think this query alone will print? Do you think no?
No.
Here, if I will write select a star from CT1, then it means I am telling that okay, whatever you have stored in CT1, you display that. Then only it will display, right? If I will not write this, it will not display anything. Correct? I hope you all know this, right? So that's why here just you are dumping the. Just a minute, I'll take some water. So you're just dumping the values which is stored in this example1.txt in this content variable, but you're not displaying anything. Here, if you're writing print content, then you are displaying. Then you're saying that okay, whatever is there in the content variable displayed. So the engine has displayed it here. All this is clear. Okay. And now after this, now suppose I will write here file equals. Then what else? Well, suppose I want to add some more data in this. I'll write here example one.txt. I'm going a little bit fast because all these things I have covered in the previous class. Because it is almost 1 week, or more than that, maybe you guys have forwarded. That's why. Everything is easy to learn. Okay, then I will dot this. Now, what is the meaning of this? In the existing file example one.txt, now I am trying to add this Python is easy to learn. So do you think, okay, now after this, suppose if I write here, file equals open, example one.txt, comma, read. So here, content equals file dot read. Content. Now, can you tell me what will be the output for this?
Python is
Python
easy.
is
Is it plus that previous one.
Python is
override.
Lower
Lower.
oh,
latest
right,
one.
good. So when
Yes.
you're writing, good. Okay, you all know that. Perfect. Okay, good. So like if it is you're writing something in write mode, it will overwrite. You have to be very careful here. Generally, participants they do this mistake when you're loading the data in incremental load. Okay, and all those things will be very helpful when you are doing that creating pipelines to load the data. Okay, and I remember like many of you has told me to show that once. So I will show that once in that ad hoc session. Okay. So these all things we have discussed in the previous class, and I believe it is clear to you guys who have understood so far. So you can open the file in read mode. Then if you want to write something, you have to write that in write mode. Okay. And then after that, I have told you about the append mode, right? If you remember, we have discussed about the append mode. So in append mode, what happens? Suppose the same thing. Okay. Same thing I write here. So write here A. Okay. Okay. Now this is now suppose same thing I want to display. Now what will be the output?
It will append example with txt as well as we'll be getting SQL is easy to learn.
Okay. Okay. So this is append mode. It means the new line, whatever you have written, that will be appended in the previous one. So if I will execute this, the output will be both the lines. Python is easy to learn. SQL is easy to learn. Okay. Hope this is clear. Okay. So I think till here we have discussed in the previous class. You might be thinking that to display this in a new line, you can do that using /n. I have covered that in the previous class, but I will discuss that again. That's not a big deal. You have to use /n for that. Okay. Now suppose I want to remove. Uh, just a minute. No, I want to remove a file or I want to delete a file. Okay. So for that, if you remember, I have told you about that file. Okay. So now file is a file which you have created. It's a property of your computer, your laptop, or it's a property of Python. Tell me.
Computer.
This, this example one.txt file, where it is stored?
In system.
It's stored in the system, no? Right?
Yes.
It is taking the memory of system. It is stored in the system. So Python doesn't have the what I can say. What I forgot that word actually. Python doesn't have that authority to delete that file because that is stored in your local machine. So Python cannot delete. For that, Python has to take permission from the operating system of your machine. So for that, Python will write import OS. Import, I will explain you about this import, and actually this is one of the key feature of Python that you can import libraries. Okay, this was not present if you have studied C or Java. Java also has few libraries, but not that much enriched as compared to Python. Okay, in Python you can import libraries. You might be thinking, what is libraries and all those things? I will explain you. Okay, like you can import maths and many of the mathematical calculations you can do. You have not You don't have to explain that to the Python, but it will do all those calculations. We'll discuss all those things. Okay. I'll write here OS dot remove example1.txt. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so I'm trying to remove this example1.txt. Now, if you want to check this, I'm running this again. It is telling example1.txt is not there. Why? Because you have removed it from the local machine. If you want to remove a file or delete a file, you have to take permission from the operating system of your machine. That's why we are doing import OS. And then we are telling this operating system with this that I want to remove, and I have taken permission from the operating system of my machine. Why? Because this file is stored in the operating system, right? Correct. Then it will be removed from your machine. Oh, this is clear, and I have shown you. We are trying to read that file where it is telling that sorry, that file doesn't exist because we have deleted that file. Okay. So far, hope it is clear to everyone, right? So we have understood how to read a file, how to write a file, how to append a file, and how to delete a file. And for that, we have to take permission from the operating system, because that's a common sense. It's the property of your machine. Your file cannot delete it directly, right? And similar thing happens if you have studied Unix shell scripting. Again, there you have to take permission and you do that. All these things RWRX. Okay, I'm not sure how many of you know. In Unix shell scripting, again, if you want to delete a file, you have to take the permission, right? Okay, so sorry. Now, so no. This for which file we have? Which file we have here? Example.txt is there. Write here example.txt. Okay. And then I will write here try well, file path. And then I want to open this in read mode. And this file one content equals file one dot read. Okay, let me run this. Incomplete input. What then? Oh yeah, I have the open file path as file one equals file one dot of content. Wait a second. Okay. Why not? Now see here. We have a file. I have given the path example.txt. Okay. This example is a little bit different than all the previous examples. I'm telling Python interpreter that I have a file example.txt. Okay. And then I have written here try. What is the use of this try? I will explain you that. Then I have with again the use of this I will explain you. So here I am trying to open this file path. It means the file which is present at this path. Okay. And I'm trying to open this in read mode. Now I'm assigning that in file one. Okay. Now I'm reading the content of this file and I'm dumping that in content variable. And then I'm printing it print content. So you could see here that content Michael, which was present in this example.txt file, I have shown you right now. Hi Michael, right? So it is getting printed here, right? But you'll be thinking, then why you're doing all this drama of all this file, then try, then with, then exception, right? The reason is many a times you are trying to pick a file, but that file doesn't exist. Like suppose I will write here 565. Okay. It is giving the message that file does not exist. Okay. And this happens like you're trying to load data. Okay. And you're expecting that the source team has sent the file. But because of some technical issue, the source team not able to send the file. Something went wrong. I think most of you attended that ETL class. If you remember, I have told you that the different scenarios when the files will not be received, right? When you can get the error message. So in that case, the job should not fail or it should fail accordingly. Okay, so that's why if the file doesn't exist, so it should give this error message that, okay, file what you're searching for, it doesn't exist. This file is not there. It is giving this error message. So this is the benefit of using this try. Okay, so with the help of this, you can capture an exception. And we will discuss about the exception handling. And you have this exception handling in PL SQL as well. Okay, so this is what like an exception handling for me is like you have in car airbag, right? Or in flights you have that life vest jacket, right? So it's like that only. If for the unforeseen circumstances, it will capture that and throw the error message that okay, file does not exist. Hope this is clear. Then why I have this with here? Any idea? The benefit of with is you don't have to close the file manually or explicitly you don't have to write to close the file. In all the previous examples you would have seen, we have manually closed the file, right? But if you're using with the statement, here you don't have to manually write that I want to close the file. Automatically, this will take care and will close the file. Hope this is clear.
Yes, sir. So basically, we
Okay.
can say that with is only.
Hmm. Tell me.
Okay, I'll ask you
With
later.
this,
No, I'll ask you later. No worries.
your
You
voice
continue.
is not audible.
Yeah, I'm audible,
With
sir. No.
no. Yeah. You go ahead. Go ahead. You're asking something. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to ask that means the with is only working for till that line. That is the reason like we don't need to write close. Is it like close function?
Right. Correct. Yeah. It is a safer side that yeah the file will be closed because like sometimes what happens uh, you have written some big line of code, okay, and because of some reason the code has crashed in the sense that some error messages there or something went wrong, right? And because of that the statement it has not reached the end of the line because like Python is like interpreted language, right? It has not reached the end of line and it has stopped there. So even if some exception happens, if you're using this with, it will take care to close the file. Okay. So that next time if you want to access it, it will be accessible. That's the benefit of using this with. Hope that is clear.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Now let me show you. Python SQL.
So then I just have one doubt. Instead of having the local files, let's say you have it in any server,
Which server? Sorry.
uh, any kind of server, like you can tell
Maybe
me,
Unix server.
yeah, Unix
Ah,
server or any.
actually, that is the main use case actually. What you're telling, that is a practical use case that you have the file in that Unix box or a
Yeah.
particular Unix server. So you can give that path here. But for that, you have to connect this to the Unix server. And then you can give the path. So it will pick the file from there.
So we have to
Okay.
import
Or
some
one,
connections, right? Required connections.
correct. And that's what then you have to make connection with the database. All those things we'll discuss.
Sure.
Okay. And that's the most practical use case. The file you have received in the Unix box, the same thing which I have told you in ETL class, right? And the
Yeah.
different Unix server, the source team will tell, and there you have to connect, and then it will pick the file from there. Everything is pure. What I can say, and this is the best thing of Python. Okay, everything ready-made is available. Okay, you just have to know that, and you have to write it. That's all. Statements. That's why many people call Python as a simple English language. You see, if you will read this, this is again like a simple English language. You are telling that the file is present at this path. Okay. Then you're trying to open this file in read mode, and you're keeping that in this file one. It's not that much logical as compared to a SQL. Okay, SQL is very straightforward, right? Cut to cut, you have to write the query, no formality. But here you can do all those formalities. And again, I'm not telling that SQL has an upper age because of this. No, the purpose of SQL is different. Okay, and the purpose of Python is different, right? That's why many people ask question that I know SQL and that I can do data analysis. Why I should go for Python? And the reasons are different. SQL has its own limitations. It's not a procedural language, right? Many other things are there, but I think it has its own flavor. Correct. But if someone knows both, so that's in the current scenario, current IT industry, that will open doors a lot of job opportunities. Okay. But again, first of all, work on the basics. Try to understand the basics. And currently, in Python, even that Anil, he has told few very basic questions they're asking. Many of my students in the crack, so they told like they're asking the basic questions in Python. Okay, many data analyst interview, they're just asking SQL. Python, just little bit they're asking difference between list, tuple, dictionaries, and all those things. Okay, so now here I have given the file path in D directory. I have this file. Okay, and I'm trying to open and blah blah blah. Same thing. Let me run this. File does not exist. Oh my god. This drive file only is 13 underscore. Oh, this is .sql file. No, that's why.
Yeah.
This is .sql file. My bad. Now I got it. Right. So now I'm getting this data. Okay. So here I'm just trying to prove that it's not necessary that you have to call the file which is present in the current working directory. You can call it from anywhere. So you can see here that I'm trying to call this from the D drive, right? It is allowed. You can call it from any other drive. And from that, and even you can see that the file here, it is in .sql format. Okay, and all the previous examples I have shown you that the file was in .txt format. It can work for .cfc format and all those things, but please don't get confused with all those cosmetic things. Once you will understand the file handling with one format, it works exactly same for all other formats. I will show you for CSV as well. Okay. So hope this part is clear. Okay, one more thing. One more thing I want to explain you here. All this again, very simple thing. File dot except file form right here. Even the name of this. I think I have got that problem of short-term memory loss. Many times I forgot the things, like especially the technical words suddenly disappear from my mind. I will forget it. File at doesn't exist. Okay.
The last two semicolon, last one, exist one, comma. Yep, that one.
Sorry. Okay. This file exists. It is telling that the file is there and you're getting this data. Okay. Now suppose I will do a small modification here. I remove the D. Now this file, this is not a file, right? I'm executing. Now it will tell you that file at this path doesn't exist. Now, very important thing I'm going to tell you, especially for data engineers, SQL developers or ETL developers. Whenever you're creating pipelines to load the data, okay, and all this stuff, what I'm teaching you, these are the main ingredients when you're creating pipelines. Okay, and that is very interesting task actually. Okay. So always make your code descriptive. Like suppose why I have given this. Now from this it is clear that okay, file which is present at this path doesn't exist. Okay. The reason is you can ask question that what is the benefit already you have written here? No, yes, I have written, but the benefit is suppose your support team is working on this and the job has failed. So if you are giving complete message, the support team will understand that they were trying to find the file at this particular location. This is the file and that doesn't exist, right? You are giving the correct full information. So this will reduce the effort and the time by the support team to find the root cause that what has happened, right? Because if there is some issue at the production, so support team are the one who are handling that, right? Now here, suppose if I'm getting this file doesn't exist. So now from this, if you are showing this error message, so what will happen? That the support team, they have to do all this analysis that where they were looking for the files. They will look into this query and this code. Here it is only 5-6 line of codes, right? But in the project, you'll be having 200, 300 or multiple pages of codes, right? And that's why you must always mention the complete path from where you're trying to pull the file. Okay. Hope this is clear. Okay, so I have shown you here that how you can access a file from different locations and the different file formats. Okay, and then we have seen that how we can read a file, how we can write a file, how we can append a file. Fine. Now, one interesting thing again I want to explain here. Users source example.txt है क्या यहाँ? कोई नहीं. क्या है? One minute, let me add something. This is the first line. Now here, I will write here file equals open. So for nothing is much logical here, but you should know the flow. Okay. This is the one, and then take your time, and can someone tell me the difference between line number 22 and 23? I'm not asking the code, just the output.
The difference is between read lines and read. Like in read lines, it's like it's also showing the next line / an operator. But in read, it's ignoring that and it takes that this is the first line into the next line.
Okay, good. Anyone else?
In read lines, it is showing like a list.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. It's very simple. When you will write here, read lines. Okay. So you're telling like whatever is there, display that once. Okay. So it happens like when you have when in a file, just a minute, I'll take some water. It happens when you have a file and it has a lot of contents. Okay. Just you want to quickly scan the file, means you want to check, you want to search something quickly. Okay, so you want to see just all the contents. So in those cases, we use this read line. So it will just flash everything. Okay, whatever is present. Okay, maybe not in the proper manner how it has been saved, but it will just flash everything, right? But here this read means the manner how you have saved, so it will display everything. Now you see in this file, example.txt, like you have saved this in this manner, right? So this read one will display you in that particular manner, right? But if you're writing is right lines, so you're telling, okay, whatever is there, just dump it. Okay, I want to show, I want to read everything. Okay, that's the difference. Now, with open example 111.txt, as file. Full file. Just guess. Can you guess what I'm trying to do here?
So
Sir,
first we are trying to write to music
Yeah.
with clause and with
Okay.
open.
Hmm.
We are writing the two lines, one with slash n, like to get started in new line, and again we are writing with one more line, and then we are opening that same txt, and then we are reading that and printing that to a variable content.
Okay, good. So
sir,
here
by
what we're
default,
trying, correct, you're right. No.
sir, by default, file will
Yes, yes,
open
tell me.
in read mode only. Hello.
Yes, good catch. Good catch. Now see, I'm executing this. See, what will happen? You are trying to open this example triple1.txt. First of all, does this file exist?
No.
No. So this doesn't exist. But you're trying to open this in which mode? Write mode. If you're trying to open a file
Yes.
in write mode, and if it doesn't exist, Python will take care and it will create that file. So this file will be created. Okay. Now within this file, you're writing this statement. Hi, this is a sample file. And you're like slash n, you are telling that whatever you're trying to add after this, that should be new line. So that's why this writing to a file in Python is very easy. This will be inserted in a new line. And that is what you're seeing here. Correct? This is in a new line. So this is just slash n if you write, this will be new line. Now here you are telling that, okay, open this file, but you have not mentioned any mode. So if you're not mentioning any mode, by default, it will be in which mode? Read mode. Like in SQL, when you're sorting the data, and if you have not mentioned that how you want to sort, ascending or descending. So what is the default mode there?
Ascending.
Ascending.
Ascending, right? So similarly here, the default mode is read mode. Okay. Okay. Now same thing is there. So that's where the output is. Hi, this is sample file. Writing to a file in Python is very easy. Whatever you have written, it is getting displayed here. Okay. So here I have shown you that how you can write something in 2 lines, and then the default mode is read mode. Okay. Okay. Now next example. We're teaching to the young guns, the students of fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, Python today. And I was really, I really am really telling. I was surprised with their understanding level, how quickly they are grasping the content. I'm not sure is that the current generation that they are able to understand everything very quickly. The calculation is good. They don't hesitate in asking questions. All these things are very good. The file. Okay, 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 okay. हम्म, एक तो इसको ओपन करते हैं फाइल एक्सपोज ओपन इस फाइल का एग्जांपल है one.txt Tell me quickly what will the output for this?
It
What will
will
be the output, guys?
it will take the previous
Oh,
text, whatever you are written. Hi, this is a sample file, and it will print that next line. It was having the right to a file, and within that, again in the same line, it will print approving additional text to the file because you have not written any slash in here. I think so.
the output.
Yeah.
It is clear.
Yes.
So because I have opened this in append mode, so that's why you are getting all the
Previous.
contents in the append mode, right? Means whatever was there present earlier, that has not been removed, but still it is there. Okay. And because I have not used slash in, so that's why new content is in
Same line.
new content is in the same line. Yes. Okay. I hope now you have got a good basic understanding how to open file, read file, okay, and those file, all those concepts. Okay. And this is very useful, especially for data engineering job profile. Don't only think from your perspective. These things will help you a lot when you're creating pipelines. Okay. Now, a little bit complex scenarios I want to discuss now. Suppose this is the file path. Which file path I've taken earlier? Yeah, file
D
path.
drive, I guess.
D drive में था.
Sir, I have
This
one
is the one I think.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, you asking something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Uh, as you said, any
Mhm.
format of the file we can open in Python, like TXT, SQL, or any other format, Excel.
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you. Uh-huh. Any format, yes. Yes. I will show you for CSV Excel format as well.
Okay,
Yes, here.
okay.
I will show you.
Tanvi, can you just show us one example of JSON as well, please?
Fine, sure. I will show you that. I will show you. I think I have shown for .csv. I think for previous batch or something I have shown. Don't know, I've explained. Someone called me and there I explained .csv. I think, yeah, this is the one. Okay, in this file we have created something. Where is that? First line, second example of .csv. Okay, and then I will show you that. Okay, what I was explaining. Okay, we'll discuss that as well. But very simple. Just you have to change the what I can say like a .txt, .sql, .csv. It will create all those things for you. Okay, let me complete this flow, and then I will show you finally one or two more examples of that. Okay. What I was telling here, what I was telling. Okay. This is the one. Now here I will write line equals file dot read line. File line equals open हो गया, line equal to file dot read line है, ठीक है। उसके बाद काम करते हैं, इसमें कुछ डेटा है, अच्छा कुछ डेटा है पड़ा हुआ, ठीक है। इस पर काम करते हैं, while 9 में डेटा है, टिक कर लिया। 9 equals file dot read line. What is the error? What is the error? Oh. Okay, now here you have to understand a little bit, and then we will proceed further. Here, this is the file path. I'm telling Python interpreter that at this path there is a file. This is the file name. Okay, you can give any path, you can connect to any server. Okay. Then I'm using this try block so that if there is an exception, it can handle it. That's a benefit of okay. You know that we have already discussed, like maybe suppose if this file name I will change WK. Now I'm executing, it will tell that file doesn't exist. This is the benefit of using try block. It will capture this exception. If you have any other exception, you can add those things as well. We'll discuss it. Okay, I will show you other exceptions as well. Now, after that, here we are trying to read this file as a file. And then this file dot read line means whatever is there, you want to read that, okay? Line by line. Here, this is the important one which I want to discuss. This is a while loop, right? Remember that while loop, correct?
Yeah.
So this while loop will check whether in the file data is there or not. Okay. And then you're writing print line. So it will check. So here in this while line, whatever you have written, so this will check if the line is not empty. Okay. If something is there, then it will enter this loop and it will display. Now suppose do one thing. This D drive, which path I have taken is 13 है ना, इस 13 weekend है, इस पे और फाइल बनाते हैं. Just a minute, I want to do something here. This is not getting open. How do I pass in India? Let's see. Right, because in this file nothing is there. So in this intentionally you see like I have created this file and this I have deleted all the content, nothing is there. Okay. So you are opening the file, you are reading the content, okay. But after that, you have given this while loop. The reason is this will check whether the file has some content or not. If the file has some content, then it will enter this loop and then it will start printing it. Then again, it will read the next line. Again, it will keep on iterating in this loop until and unless there is some data in this file. Okay, now suppose in this file, I close that just a minute. I'll write here something. This is the first line. Okay, I will save this. Let me execute this. Giving the output, this is the first line, correct? Okay. Now, suppose here I will write here. This is the second line. Now, if I run this, you're getting this is second line, correct? So, how this is working? So, it is going to this path. It will read this file. Okay. It will check here, first line. It will store that in this line variable. Now, you are checking whether this is true or not. It means we're checking that whether something has been stored in this line. Something is stored there. So that is what this while line means. You are checking if the line is not empty. Okay. If the line is not empty, if it has something, then it will enter this. Now tell me one thing. If this doesn't have any significance, then how this is getting printed here? Have you written something print here after this line? No, you have not written anything. The benefit of this is you are checking that if in the file there is some content, the source team what they have shown, whether what they have sent, whether it has some data, right? So with the help of while loop, you can check it, okay? Whether in this something is there or not. If it is there, then you're telling to print it. And then you're telling to read the next line. And then again, this while loop will check whether value is there or not, okay? If the value is there, it will again print it. So in this case, what will happen? First of all, you're opening the file in the read mode. So we have opened this file. Okay. Then line equals file.read line. One more thing I want to show you here. 1 minute. I'll write here print line. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Wait. Just a minute. Now see. So this what it will do? It will read the line. Okay. So this is the first line. It has read it. Now this is the first line where it is saved. Where it is saved in this line variable. Okay. Now you're telling to print it. So it has printed this. Print discipline before while loop. This is the first line. Now when the cursor will reach here, the interpreter will come here while line. So now in this line, what you have? Do you have something? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, not audible.
Yes, sir. We have
Yes, you are audible, Samir.
I think someone asked something. Okay, so here what you have in this line?
This is the first line.
First line.
This is the first line. So this while loop will just check that whether in this some data is there or not. So do you have some data here in this line variable? Yes,
Yes.
we have.
Yes.
So now you have the data. So this while loop will give you entry. See, nothing is different here in the while loop. Same way it is behaving. It will give entry and then the interpreter will reach here. So it will print whatever is present in this line. So in this line, you have saved this is the first line. It will print here. This is the first line. Okay. Then after that, we're telling this line variable to get this file dot read line. Now your cursor will go to the next one. This is the second line, right? Then it will read it. Then again, it will come to this while loop only because you know that the while loop will keep on iterating until and unless the condition is true. So now in the second run, on the second iteration, what do you have in this line? The second line.
This
This
is
is
the
the
second
second
line.
line. So now you have this. This is the second line. So now you're telling to print it. So it will print. This is the second line. Now it will reach here. Line is equal to file dot read line. Now after that, do you have anything? No, nothing you have. So this line will not store anything. Nothing is there. Now this will be empty. So now if this will be empty, it will exit this loop. That will come outside. Okay. So here I'm trying to show you that yes, you can use while. Okay. And this file operation as well, just to validate that the file which you have received from the source team, does it has data or not? Okay. Is that clear?
So I have one doubt here.
I get to
Sir, here file dot read line is acting as a incremental function.
getting some background noise. Can you repeat once?
So here file dot read line in the while loop is acting as an incremental manner.
Yes, it is normal
Line
behavior
equals
of
to
while loop. Yes, correct.
line equals to file dot read line is acting as an incremental manner. Yes, in line number 10, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, then why
Number 10,
how it's
yes.
going, sir, how it's going to the second line? Here we are giving file dot read line. Then it should scan first line again as
Because
it
of
is.
cursor. Because of cursor, I will show you that. Then I will explain you about seek. We have this concept of seek that we'll discuss today only, just after a few minutes. So what happens when the interpreter has read the first line? So cursor has reached the end of this. Now here, when you're executing this, then cursor will go automatically to the next line here. And when you will read this, then automatically cursor will go to the next line. Is that what you're asking?
Sir, I was thinking like why it will not create an infinite loop by printing the first. This
Your
is the first.
voice is
And again.
your voice is
Hello,
not clear. Can you repeat? Yeah. Yeah. Tell me.
sir. Sir, I was thinking of why it will not print. This is the first line and create an infinite loop because it is reading the file from the starting point. That is, this is the first line only.
No, 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 no. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Here, when it will execute this, it will read the first line only. This is the one. Now this is stored in this line variable. Now then you will come here. You are checking whether in this line something is there or not. So yes, this is the first line is stored there. This is the first line. Now after this, you will get an entry. It will print it. Then when you're executing this again, then the cursor will automatically go to the second line and it will pick this one. It is not like it will be having only this only. It will pick the second line. Okay. And then it will, now in this you have, this is the second line. Now then it will go here, it will check that it has, this is the second line, and it will print that this is the second line. Then after this again, when the cursor will come here, then it will read the third statement here. And then it will check that okay, nothing is there. So now in this line variable, you have empty, nothing is there. And when nothing is there, the statement will be false. And this while loop will exit. Okay, so here it is not like it will stay to this first line only. It will, the cursor will move to the next line, like that. It will keep on moving. Is that
Yes, sir. Sir, can't we replace read line with read here
I will
in
show
line
you
number
that
10?
there can't be, sorry,
Can't we replace read line with read in line number 10?
can't be what
Read line, can't we replace read line with read
is read
in line
line.
number 10, sir? Line
Read
10.
line with, okay, we're telling to replace read line with read. Okay, I will show you that right now.
Yes, sir.
But is this clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have just one
This
question.
is clear to everyone?
Sir,
Here, see, I'm trying. Yeah. Yeah, tell me.
yeah. So the file, the file which we have given, na, copy.sql. So in that file, these statement are already there written, right? This is first line and this is second line. These statements are already written in that file.
This manually I have written.
Okay.
Correct. Manually I have written this right now. Why? Because maybe when you will receive the file, you'll be having some data in that file.
Yeah.
Okay, correct. So manually I have written here to show that okay, how the cursor is working. It will pick the first line, then it will pick the second line, and then one by one it will show you the output. But
Yeah,
when you
got
will
it.
receive the files from the source thing, it will actually having the data one by one, right?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah, got it. Clear.
Okay, I will show you for that read as well. Okay. But here, see one thing, guys. Here, this is the one which I want to explain you. The application of while loop within this file, then how this is working, how the cursor is moving. And I will show you one example where you will execute the same statement, but it will not display you anything because the cursor will reach the next line, which will not be having any data. I will show you that today only. Okay. Now here, I was telling you, one more thing here. Then I will. Okay. One more application I have to do here. Line have shown dot strip. Now see, I have used the strip function. They're very simple. It means if you have only any white spaces, it will remove it. So if you check this output with this output, so here this has removed any white spaces is there. It will remove all those things. Okay. And see, actually, this is not a part of this. If you want, you can remove this. But why I have given this? Just to show that, yes, this has picked the first line. Oh, okay. One very interesting thing I can show you then. Now, check here. You can verify from here as well. Okay. After first iteration line. Okay. Now, please take your time and try to understand this. Take your time and try to understand what I'm trying to show you here or what I'm trying to prove here. Anyone who wants to explain this?
Sir, first we have the file path. We go into the try block. In the try block, we go with open file path, read as file. Then as we are reading it as file, the file path. So we then go, there's a variable line which has as the variable as file is there, and we read line it. Then we go into print, and you print the first line because the line in the previous line, because the variable line in the previous line is saying to read the first line. We print that. After that, sir, we go into the while loop. As there is a line inside the variable line, that means it becomes true. Then we go into print statement, line dot strip. So the first line will be stripped of any white spaces. I don't exactly know the right side or the left side, but it will strip them. Then, sir, we will go into the next. So here I get stuck.
So basically, what you're doing, you're trying to show that there is nothing line present. Like at the fourth statement, you can see after first iteration, the line is blank. So then it will fail that while loop after that statement. So that is the reason you have added that print after first iteration. So every iteration, whenever there was anything in the line, it was printing. Like at the second statement, you can see after the first iteration, this is the second line because it was storing the second line. Now, once it go into while, because the condition has been true, and after that, when line equal to file read line, it went to the new line, new cursor. There it was blank, so it is giving you after first iteration blank because there is nothing present, and that time the while loop fails because there is nothing in the line.
Oh,
So you
good,
just wanted to
good.
show that
Hmm.
at what point it is failing.
Okay.
So that's why you printed that after first every iteration what the line is storing in it.
Mhm.
Sir, I think in line number 8, while loop,
Okay, good.
first line will contain this is the first line. Then it will print
Your
this is
voice
the first
is
line
not
without.
clear to me only or for this.
No, actually, his voice was
Tell me.
not clear.
Hello. Sir, now is it audible?
For everyone? For everyone? Yeah. Tell me.
Sir, in line number 8, first the value of the line will be this is the first
Hmm.
line, and it will go inside the while loop. Then it will
Hmm.
print line without of any spaces, and then the cursor will go to the end of the this is the
Hmm.
first line. Then it will come to line number 10,
Mhm.
and in line number 10 it will again read the line. Here the value will be this is the second line, which will be stored in the variable line, and then it will come to the print statement which
Okay.
of the line number 11. Here the value will be after first iteration, as the value stored in the variable line is this is the second line, so here second line will be
Hmm.
printed.
Okay. ठीक है.
And sir, as this
Okay.
is the second line, then the while loop will go again,
Hmm.
and then it will the line dot strip will strip the white spaces. Then in the third in 10th line, it will go file dot read line, but as there will be no line left because there are only two lines, so when it goes into 11, it just prints after first iteration.
Okay. Good try. Okay. Actually, uh, this is the answer to the question. Who has asked? I missed Kishan. Okay. I think Kishan is there. Okay. Who has asked? I forgot the name. So this is the answer to that. Okay. No. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. So very interesting actually. This is a very common script we use while loading data. Okay. Like here you're trying to open the file. This is clear. Here you are reading the file line by line. Okay. This, correct? Reading the file line by line. So if I'm standing here at line number 5, so your cursor is pointing to which data? This one, first line, because like it will read line by line, correct? So this will be the value here. Is this clear or not? First of all, not clear, then tell me. No, tell me this is not clear. Till here, is this clear?
Clear.
Okay, till here you all agree? Correct? Okay. Now, line number 6. Line number 6 is very straightforward. Here I have written that print a statement before while loop. This is a message, and this is a variable. So in this variable, what you have?
This is the first line.
Good. This is the first line, and you are telling to print it at line number 6. That's why it is getting printed here. 27 before while loop. This is the first line. Till here, everything is clear.
Yes. Yes, Sandeep.
Now, if you have any question, please ask. Then I will proceed further because I know this is a little bit confusing. If you have any question, challenge it and then ask. Shall I proceed further? Line number 8. What is the task of a while loop?
To check if there is anything present in the line.
Come
If
on.
then go in the second,
Good.
like
That's
it will
all.
allow go
While
inside.
loop. Good. A while loop will check whether something is there or not, or while loop will check the condition is true or not. If the condition is true, it will give you permission to enter the loop. If the condition is not true, if it is false, it will not enter the loop. So here in this case, this while loop will check whether in this variable line, do you have some data or not? Now, this is the question to you guys. Do you have some data in this line variable?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Whether it has picked something, okay, what it has picked?
This is the first line.
This is the first line. You all agree till line number 8? Okay.
Yes.
Then you are telling here to print it. Okay, let me do one thing here. Just a minute, guys. Give me one. So now here you're telling to print this. What you're telling to print after while loop. This is the message, but you have to print line and it's strip. This is strip is just telling that if any white spaces is there, just to remove it. Okay, very simple thing. So now in this line variable, what you have?
This is the first line.
What you have here? This is the first
Okay.
line. So it will print, this is the first line, correct? And that is getting printed after a while loop. This is the first line till here clear. Okay. After this, you will reach line number 10. Line number 10, same variable line. You are telling to read line by line from this file. Currently, where is the cursor? Cursor is present here at the end of this, right? Then it will understand that again I have to read. So automatically cursor will go to this second line. Why? Because you're reading it line by line, correct? You have written read line. So now in the cursor you have this. This is the second line. So now here in this case, your line will be having this value. Is that clear? No, not clear.
Here,
Is this clear? Line number 10
yes,
clear? So now to prove this, you see multiple prints why I have written to prove what is happening. Now line number 11, you are telling after first iteration, print whatever you have stored in line. So what is stored in line variable now?
This is the second line.
This is the second line, correct? So that is what you check here. After first iteration, this is the second line. Everything is very transparent here. You can see what is happening, right? Till here is clear. But after line number 11, where interpreter will go to 14 or where?
Line 8.
Line number 8, because this is a while loop. Again, it will go to line number 8. Now at this line number 8, what you have?
nothing.
We don't have anything
This
currently.
is the second line.
Come on guys, what you have in this line? This is the second line.
No, this is the second line.
After this, you have not read it. So whatever is there in this, same will be present here. Now it will be present. This is the one. This is the second line. And now you're telling after while loop, print it. So now it will print after while loop. This is the second line. It is getting printed here. That's why it will print here. This is the second. That's what is getting printed here. Correct? Now, after this, you're again telling to read. Now, where is the cursor? Cursor has reached this end. When it will go to the next line, do you have something here to print,
No.
to copy? Nothing is there. That's why then after first iteration, now in this line, you have what you have, nothing you have. That's what it is telling after first iteration, nothing is there to print it. Then it will go again to the while loop. And in this line, now what you have? Now what you have, guys?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing you have. So this while condition will fail. It will exit this loop. It will come outside. That's all. So I have given this multiple print here, 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 just to prove that how it is picking line by line. Hope it is clear now.
Yes, sir. That is the benefit of using read line compared with read.
This is the bit. Now I will show you read as well. But this is clear. Anyone who wants me to repeat this,
Can you
I
explain
will
once
repeat this,
again,
not an
Tanvir?
issue. This is very important. You have to
Can
understand.
can you explain once again, please?
Sorry, yeah. What?
Can you explain once again, Tanvir?
Sure. I'll repeat it. Sure, I'm repeating it. I'm repeating it. My voice is audible, right?
Yes, Tanvir, it's audible.
Okay. I'll repeat this. Let me delete everything. And even if you have understood everyone, please let's have a quick recap. We'll start from here. We're reading this file. Sorry, I'm very sorry. Because I'm facing some network issue. Just please confirm once. Is my voice audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Tanvir, it's audible, but there is some light lag. Like
Yes. Oh. Lag is there. Okay. Okay, let me know if still you are struggling to understand the voice. Okay. We'll start from here. You're trying to open the file. Which file? This file, correct?
this.
Okay. Now here you are telling that you want to read this file line by line. So here in line number 5, what will happen? It will read the first line. This is the one it will read it. So now here, this will be stored in this variable because it is reading the first line. Is this clear?
Yes,
Okay.
Tanvir.
Then here you are telling that print statement before while loop. Just I have given this message. Okay, just to segregate that which line is
Line is
getting
getting
printed
read.
here. Okay, that is the reason for this message. So you are telling to print this line. So what this line is storing now?
This is the first line.
This is the first line, correct? That's why you check here is printing a print statement before while loop. This is the first line. So right now till here in this line variable, you have this is the first line because it has picked the first line from here. This one, right? Okay. Then your interpreter will reach this while loop. Like while loop will check if the condition is true or not. Here it will check whether in this line you have some value or not. So what value your line is storing here?
This is the first line.
This one, correct? This is the first line. It is storing something. Condition is true. So that's why while loop will give entry. Just a minute. So it will give entry. It will reach here. Print after while loop. What you want to print? Line. So what this line is holding now?
This is the first line.
This is the first line, correct? So that's why it is printing here after while loop. This is the first line.
First line.
Is that clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
Then here you are telling to the same line variable that now read further. Now read after that. So now then the cursor will go after this. It will go to the next line. So now it will read this is the second line. Okay. So now here after, so here it will read
The
this is
second
the
line.
second line. So hope this is clear.
Yeah.
And after this, you are telling to print after first iteration line. So after first iteration, now what this line is holding, this is the second line. That is why it is printing. This is the second line.
Yeah.
Is this clear so far?
Yes, Tanvir.
Clear? Okay. Now after this line number 11, again this will go to this while loop.
Line 8.
So this is
Yeah.
how the loop works, right? It keeps
Correct.
on iterating. Line 8. Now in this line 8, what you have?
This is the
This is
second
the
line.
second line. Correct. So now you'll be having this is the second line here. This is the second iteration. Is this clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
This is clear? Yes, no?
Yes, Tanvir. You're audible. Am I audible?
Yeah. Audible?
Hello.
Okay. You're audible, yes.
Okay. Okay.
So then, okay. So now this is the second line. And then after this, it will come to this. After while loop, print it. So then now you have this value. This is the second line. So it will print it. This is the second line, right? So that's why now it is printing. This is the
The
second line after while loop. Then it will again try. Then again it will try to read line. But after this, do you have anything to read here?
No, we don't have anything to read.
Nothing is there, right? Nothing is there to read. It will not read anything. Nothing you have. So this will be not be having anything. This will be empty.
Yeah, that will be empty. That is the reason.
Nothing will be there. And that's why after the first iteration, it is not printing anything because in this line now you're not storing anything,
Anything.
right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So then it will go to this while loop, and this while loop
Again.
will see that okay, nothing is there, so this condition is false, and then it will exit the loop. Then
Correct. Got it.
hope it is clear.
Yes, Tanvir. It's clear.
Got it? Are you sure, Jan? This is clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
Yeah.
I had little bit confusion. Now it's clear.
Now, okay. Now I think Nan has asked or someone has asked that okay, then we instead of read line, can you write only read? This one. Correct?
Yeah.
I think this is what you have asked, correct? This is what you have asked. So any idea what will be the output for this? Can you guess? Then we'll discuss it.
It might print in one line only. Single line.
Okay. We are very close.
It will read file.
Single line.
We'll read then.
One thing sure that it will read everything in single line.
We'll read
Because
everything
you-
at one go.
One
and
go
then-
because yeah,
Yes, because there is no read line now.
I think it
It
will
will
not
read
even
everything.
iterate.
Good. Okay. Correct. So most you all have given almost the correct answer because here you're not telling to read the file line by line. So what will happen? It will read all those lines in a one go, right? So please verify the output. Take your time, verify on your own, then we'll discuss it. This is the code, this is the output. Is this
Yes.
clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's quickly analyze this. Here, what do you have?
This is the first line and this is the second line.
Second line.
This is the first line.
And
This
this
is
is
the
This is the second line.
second
line.
line, right? So you're telling to you are telling to print it. Okay, so it will print this statement here. This is the first line. This is the second line. You print it here. That's why it is getting printed. Print a statement before while loop. Print a statement before while loop. This is the first line. This is the second line. Okay, this is clear. Now then it will enter this while loop, and this while loop will evaluate to true because this line has data, correct? But this data will be this one. This is the first line. This is the second line. Okay. And then you're telling to print it, print after while loop. So now after while loop, now currently what you have, this is the first line, this is the second line. So this will, so it will print, this is the first line, this is the second line after while loop, correct? Then you're telling to again read. Now you have read everything. Now after this cursor is here, so can it read anything else? Nothing is there, correct? That's why now here nothing is there to read. Nothing is there to read anymore, right? So that's why you are telling to print after first iteration. So after first iteration, it has not printed anything because nothing is there. And after that, it will go to this while loop again. Okay. But here, what do you think? It should be true or false?
False. So it'll come.
False.
It will be false, right?
Yeah.
And then it will exit this loop. Hope this is clear. Understood this while within this file handling.
Yes, Tanvir.
So
when
who has
we
asked this
use
question? I forgot.
Kishan,
Ah.
Kishan has
Yeah,
asked this
Jayant, yeah,
question.
please go ahead.
So
Kishan
the
has
advantage,
asked.
yeah, Kishan has asked this question.
Okay.
So when you read file.read, it will read at one shot, right? It will not
Okay, so
even
Kishan,
iterate.
correct. You're right. It will not iterate. So Kishan, is this clear? Kishan is there in the call.
Yes, Tanvir is there.
Kishan or Nayan who has asked. Forgot. Okay, anyway, I hope this is clear. Okay. Yeah. Jayant, you were asking something. Please go ahead. What you're asking.
No. What I was telling is that I was just trying to tell that when you use read option, it will not even iterate. At one go only, it will run it. Right?
Correct. You're right. Right.
Yeah.
And the way how while loop is working, it's the same thing. Nothing is strange here, nothing new. Okay, just I want to show you here that how this while loop can be used within this file handling operation. Okay. I thought of covering it today, but trust me, only 30-40% of the today's plan I have completed so far. Anyway, next week again I have to continue this. Okay, so fine then. We'll stop here and
Sir,
we'll continue this discussion. Oh yeah.
sir, in line number 8, you are writing while line colon. So here we can also write length of line while length of line greater than 0.
Length of line greater than, oh, okay. Oh, directly you want to play with that length, that if the length is there or not, right? You
Yes,
can
sir.
check that as well. In this
It will
line,
give the same output.
sorry. You can try that as well. Many ways are there. You can check whether the condition is true or false. It is up to you how you're going to check that. That is also fine. You can give that a try. Okay, if it is if the condition is true, and of course if the file it has some data, then it will show that okay, yes, the data is there, and it will enter that loop while loop.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Oh, yes, sir.
We answered the question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It will work for sure. That's a good thought. What? Okay, instead of that, you can directly use length. That means if it has something, so of course the length will be greater than 0 and it will execute it. If it is not there,
Yes.
it will be less than that. So let me show you that quickly. Just a minute. Where is that? Here, no. 1 minute, 1 minute. Let me show this. I think this is what you're telling.
Yes, sir. It will return same output, na?
Same output. Let me run this.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. But this is also fine. But why to give additional tasks to the Python interpreter when it can understand from this, right? But that is also fine. Good thought. Good logic. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? Someone is asking question. I like to talk to you for 2 minutes of the session if possible. Okay, Yamuna, you give me a call. We'll discuss. Okay. So fine then, guys. Hope you have understood this. We'll we'll connect next week. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir.